If I spontaneously combusted right now, how would I be remembered? I think for most people that work in the arts, that's something that crosses their mind at some point. Well, maybe not the spontaneous combustion part, but the question of legacy. Not just what we leave behind, but what other people value as important after we're gone. How will we be remembered? I do think this applies to most public figures in general, not just artists, but people who dedicate their life to making art are interesting because they aren't usually remembered for themselves. Oftentimes they're remembered for their work, and they don't really have control over which work they're remembered for. For example, going back to the question at the very start, how would I be remembered? Well, I think most people would remember me as the Klingon guy, or the audio track guy. I mean, I can guarantee that's how most of you know me right now, and that makes sense. Of everything I've made in my entire life, that one video is by far the most popular. Not just on my own channel, but on many other channels that talked about my video as well. In total, around 30 million views crediting me in some way, shape, or form, so most people know me as the Klingon guy. Artists are often known by their most popular works, and controlling what their most popular work is going to be is oftentimes very difficult. At least in my case, I kind of knew that that video was going to be big, but I did not expect it to get as big as it did, and that's often the case. I mean, do you really think Mark Hamill knew that he would always be thought of as Luke Skywalker when he signed up for Star Wars? As an artist, you kind of just need to accept that that comes with the territory, that you, as a person, will likely never be as well known as what you make. I'm sure a lot of people know the name Mark Hamill, but a lot more know the name Luke Skywalker. I think that's one of the most overlooked parts of being an artist, is that you need to accept that. Many people will have no idea who you are, but they'll know about your work, and that's how they'll know you. And that's okay, that's one of the reasons art exists after all, and most artists just have to accept that, and that they don't really have control over what becomes popular. It's relatively easy nowadays to be known for just one thing. I don't think that I'll always be known as the Klingon guy, but I likely will be known as that for a while, at least until I make something more popular than that. But I could be wrong. For all I know, nothing ever reaches that popularity again, and I'm forever just known as the Klingon guy to most people. And that's okay with me. I mean, there are definitely much worse things to be known by, so I'm not complaining, especially since I do think that's one of the best videos I've made. But what if it wasn't? What if the thing you become known for is a work that you're not necessarily proud of? What if it was something that you threw together on a Tuesday just for fun, only to watch it blow up? Would you be happy with that? And that's just the thing. No one really knows what they're going to be known by. And that's especially true nowadays with the internet. Everybody knows the term 15 minutes of fame, and the truth is those 15 minutes might not last long, but that is what most people may know that person by. Do you know how hard it is to meet a million people? It's extremely difficult, but a million views on TikTok is rookie numbers. Of course, nowadays this extends far beyond just art. I believe our generation in particular is especially conscious of the fact that everyone has a camera on them at all times, and all it takes is one bad day for everybody to know you as something that you might not be proud of. Until now, most people didn't have to worry about things like that. The only people that had a chance of really being known were people who were trying to be. Sure, Mark Hamill will always be remembered as Luke Skywalker, but he's an actor. That's the point. Artists want to be known by their art, or at the very least, they want their art to be known. But nowadays, anybody can be known for anything. A random night out turns you into an overnight star. Going to a basketball game plasters your face on everybody's phone. Put simply, none of us really control how we're known anymore. And nowadays, the only people that actually do slightly have control over that are the people who want to be known in the first place. I'm known as the Klingon guy, yeah, but I chose to be known as that. I chose to post that video. But most people don't have control over that now. I might not be able to choose which of my artworks I'm known by, but I've accepted that, and at least I can control that I'm known by my art. But the unfortunate reality of our modern world is that this reality doesn't just apply to artists anymore. It applies to everyone. We always have to be thinking about if this is what's going to make us known, and if that is a good thing, because many of us don't want to be known. And honestly, you can see it. It seems like everybody who goes out nowadays is always on edge, and that's just something that we all have to live with now. Because now, how we're known, it's not in any of our control anymore. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe for daily uploads, and I will see you tomorrow.
I've been acting for 35 years. 135 credits on IMDb. I was in a long-running series. You might remember it. Star Trek. But all I'm known for is combing the desert and saying,